Coronavirus COVID-19 is affecting 213 countries and territories around the world. What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is a disease caused by a new strain of coronavirus. CO stands for corona, VI for virus, and D for disease. The COVID-19 virus is a new virus linked to the same family of viruses as severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, and some types of common cold. What is the treatment for COVID-19? There is no currently available vaccine for COVID-19. However, many of the symptoms can be treated, and getting early care from a healthcare provider can make the disease less dangerous. There are several clinical trials that are being conducted to evaluate potential therapeutics for COVID-19.
How does the coronavirus spread? The coronavirus is thought to spread mainly from person to person. This can happen between people who are in close contact with one another. Droplets that are produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes may land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby, or possibly be inhaled into their lungs. The person infected with coronavirus, even one with no symptoms, may emit aerosols when they talk or breathe. Aerosols are viral particles that can float or drift around in the air for up to 3 hours. Another person can breathe in these aerosols and become infected with the coronavirus. Coronavirus can also spread from contact with surface or objects. For example, a person can get COVID-19 by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it, and then touching their own mouth, nose, or possibly their eyes.
COVID-19 affects different people in different ways. Most infected people will develop mild to moderate and recover hospitalization. For most common symptoms, dry cough, tiredness, also fever. For less common symptoms, sore throat, diarrhea, headache, loss of taste or smell. For serious symptoms, you have a hard to breathing, chest pain, also loss of speech or movement. If you have the serious symptoms, you need to seek immediately to medical attention. On average, it takes 5 to 6 days from someone is infected by the virus.
Who is at high risk to infected by COVID-19? The risk of developing dangerous symptoms is higher in people aged 65 and older. Risks are even higher for older people when they have underlying health conditions. COVID-19 targets people that have lung problems, including asthma. People with diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, or severe obesity are more likely to experience dangerous symptoms if infected with COVID-19. If you have a weakened immune system, you may need to take extra precautions to avoid the virus that causes COVID-19. If you have chronic liver disease, your risk of being seriously ill with COVID-19 may be higher because you may have a weakened immune system.
We can reduce our chance of being infected by taking some simple precautions. Firstly, wash your hands with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand rub. Always wash your hands after using the toilet. Next, don't touch your face with your unwashed hands. Hands touch many surfaces and can pick up viruses. Once contaminated, hands can transfer the virus to your eyes, nose, or mouth. And the most importantly is, always keep your distance and avoid crowds. Why? When someone coughs or sneezes, they spray small liquid droplets from their mouth. And if you are too close, you can breathe in the droplets.
Hi, I would like to talk about tips to boost your immune system during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are several things you can do to increase your immune system's ability to fend off the coronavirus and other diseases. Firstly, try not to stress out. By reducing stress, you can focus on healthy living. Try doing things like exercise, meditation, and prayer can help clear the mind, so the body can rest. Secondly, get enough sleep. Good sleep allows the body to rejuvenate and fight off infection along with a good, well-balanced diet. Thirdly, eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Consuming a wide variety of fruits and vegetables should provide enough zinc, vitamin D, and other important minerals and vitamins to support a healthy immune system. Last but not least, you can also do exercise, maintain a healthy weight, and stay hydrated. Don't forget to follow these tips. Thank you.
Hi, as we all know that we are currently experiencing a death-dealing pandemic, which is COVID-19, a short form for coronavirus disease 2019. So I am here to suggest you guys a few ways that y'all can use it as a coping mechanism during this whole quarantine session. Okay, first y'all can do go for readings, try to expand your vocab as much as you could, and try to learn new languages so y'all can interact with other people who came from different backgrounds or whatever. Okay, next y'all can enhance your life skills such as cooking or tooling, fix the lamp, fix the fan, anything that y'all Asian mom could probably ask you to do, so y'all don't have to be panic. Yeah, I think that is the few ways that I could suggest to keep our sanity, and instead of being a couch potato and experiencing backache since we lay on the bed a lot. So haha, bye.
I will talk about advantage of social distancing. What is social distancing? Social distancing is the practice of purposefully reducing close contact between people. How social distancing is work? Social distancing have to maintaining distance at least 1 meter from others. So now I will talk about the advantage of social distancing. Social distancing can reduce risk infection of COVID-19. It can reduce the infection because we can prevent from people who have symptoms of COVID-19. COVID-19 can contagious if people not practice the social distancing. So, to reduce it, we should keep social distancing among people. With this way, we can prevent from COVID-19 and also can lessen the case of COVID-19. We, as responsible people, should maintain social distance so that pandemic of COVID-19 can come to the end.
When we face COVID-19, its widespread impact on community. Increased anxiety is common phenomenon. Hence, maintaining your day-to-day activity and a routine as much as possible is one of a strategy to cope with stress. Have a healthy routine can have a possible impact in your thoughts and feelings. For example, eating healthy meals, physical activity, getting enough sleep, and doing what you enjoy.
How did a health crisis translate to an economic crisis? Why did the spread of coronavirus bring the global economy to its perspective? The answer lies in two methods by which coronavirus suffocate economic activities. First of all, the spread of the encouraged social distancing, which has led us to shutdown of financial market, corporate offices, businesses, and events. Secondly, the exponential rate at which virus was spreading and the heightened at Christians about how bad the situation could get lead to flight, safety in consumption, and investment among customers, inventors, and international trade partners as well.
Before the partial lockdown measures in Malaysia, the outbreak of the new coronavirus in China had created wide-ranging supply and demand shocks that have reverberated across the globe. The commodity exporters around the world braved lower prices. Chinese demand had collapsed, while global manufacturers faced production cuts as Chinese factories are locked down. In Malaysia, the effects of these China shocks may be dire. The Malaysian economy is amongst the most highly exposed economies in the region to both Chinese demand and supplies. China is Malaysia's #1 trading partner, a large source of foreign investment, and is top tourist source outside of Asia.
The MCO measures, while absolutely essential in impeding the outbreak of the coronavirus in Malaysia, will have devastating economic costs too. On a macro level, the closure of business and services along with the travel and movement controls will have outsized impact on private consumption and business investment. Its adverse effects on individual livelihood and business will be even more difficult. Individual business affected by the temporary closures will be at high risk of facing immediate cash flow constraints as their earnings dwindle. Critically, this liquidity squeeze will be disproportionately felt by small and medium enterprises, vulnerable groups such as low-income individuals and part-time and unemployed workers. This can have knock-on effects on the entire economic living, business insolvent, and the financial system saddled with non-performing loans.
Tourism is considered one of the hardest hit by the COVID-19 outbreak. So, what impact of COVID-19 on tourism? The sector is experiencing a rapid and sharp drop in demand and a short and job loss at a global level. Despite tourism's proven resilience in responses to other crises, the depth and breadth of the current pandemic will likely have a longer-lasting effect on international tourism compared to other industries, more likely to recover once major restrictions will be lifted.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, the government shut down all education institutions such as kindergartens, schools and universities in effort to stop the COVID-19 outbreaks. Today, to ensure the consistency and continuity of student learning, internet and social media such as Google Classroom and Google Meet have become a major platform in education regardless of primary, secondary or university education. Through the Google Classroom, teacher can provide exercise and notes from time to time, while the Google Meet, teacher can clearly demonstrate a specific topic without face-to-face simulation study, which can increase the COVID-19 infection rates within our surrounding. According to statistics released by Google that I read back there, Malaysia is the country with the highest number of people using the Google Classroom. This clearly shows that even though the country is being attacked by the COVID-19 pandemic, but students and teachers are still continue to gain knowledge. And did you ever know what is the most powerful weapon in the world? It is not AWM, not M416 or nuclear weapon. But once was said, education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world.
Here are the 3 positive impacts of COVID-19. First, entire lifestyle has changed to practice better hygiene. Time has changed and people now are aware of how important to keep yourself clean. Number 2, we have more time for family. The forced isolation has served as a reminder of how much our loved one meant to us and how important to spend together during the hard time. Number 3, we starting to understand how much we depend on each other. On social level, we all must together in order to avoid spreading the virus.